Hi everyone. Today we will have an interview with Anastasia. Maybe you can explain yourself. What's your name? What's your major, like that?
Okay. My name is Anastasia Ifinedo. I am from Nigeria and I study molecular biology and genetics. I'm in my final semester now, and I have a minor as well. Or I'm studying archaeology and history of art as a minor. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You are not an exchange student, right?
No. Yes.
Okay. How you choose this university and this country?
Oh, okay. So, funny story. I was actually just choosing Koch University. I wasn't thinking of the country itself, and I was just looking for universities that are good in molecular biology and genetics. So that was my focus. I wasn't really looking at country or anything like that. But and Koch University came up, and I looked at Koch University and I looked at the labs, and there was this professor at the time that was conducting this really nice research in neuroscience. So I was like, oh, this seems pretty cool. I should apply, and I did, and I got in, and I was like, great.
And do you like your major? How would you choose this, or is it difficult to other majors?
I mean, I like my major really. I've always loved biology. And I was always curious about genetics in particular. That's why I chose like molecular biology and genetics. And it can be very hard. I think it's quite hard really. If you don't really like it, it's hard to stay. But I'm very curious about life in general. I'm very curious about organisms and all that. So I like learning. I like finding out new things in biology. So I think if you like it, yeah, you can stay. Like it's easier. It's not easy, but it's easier than when you don't like it.
And what surprised you the most when you start the university? Because you try to stay in new country and try to adapt the university and the Turkish people.
Yes.
How is it feel?
I would say the first thing, or one of the first things that surprised me about Koch is how far it is from everything. It's very far away. I was very surprised to find out that even to go into the city and to go to places I wanted to go, it would take like an hour at least. When back home, if I wanted to go somewhere, sometimes it took me. I've never, especially if it's in the same city, it doesn't take me. Highest was an hour, but here I'm seeing the least is an hour. So that was the thing that surprised me the most. The other things were really things that I kind of expected, but not to the degree at which I saw it. Like, because I knew, yes. For a second there, I thought, okay, even though English wasn't the how do lingua franca wasn't the official language, I was like, okay, English is a global language. I'm sure everybody would know English, but it wasn't the case, and I was like, that's really shocking. It was something that I had to adapt to and quickly because I was getting lost and I was like asking for directions and I did not understand the directions because they were in Turkish. So yeah, that was one other thing that shocked me. But yeah, apart from this, I would say I ended up adapting quickly to everything else. To food, I really like food, so it wasn't hard for me to adapt to food. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Can you say any specific food do you like?
Oh yeah, I love a couple. Lamajun is not a food, right? It's just like a snack, like a fast food.
I think it's not fast food. And
Yeah, it's a food. Like
yeah.
okay. I would say lamajun, and I really like chikofte. I really like
Yes.
chikofte.
Maybe
Yeah.
I can say the chikofta is a snack,
Yeah,
not like
not
the
the
main
normal
meal.
food. Yeah, but I really like that, and I really like lamajun.
Yes, I also really like.
And I really like borek. I really like it.
Borek?
Yeah. It's not food, right? It's more like a snack, right?
It's a little bit. It depends on the time.
You can have it for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can eat the breakfast and the lunchtime and the
yeah,
dinner,
I eat it
something
whenever
like
I want
that.
because I just like it. So yes, I would say, but top on my list, and I like if it's when it's well made. Like I really like Adana kebab. Yeah, that's like on the top of my list. Lamajun and Adana kebab. Those were two of the first things I tried that at Shikofte. And these three things till today, I would have them on any day. It's really
You
nice.
already say what I like.
Yes.
And also, I prepared some questions and I try to check these questions.
Mm-hmm.
But when I asking question, I feel free, and
Yes.
you feel free.
Yes, I do. I do.
And also, maybe I can ask this question: what is the hardest part of the molecular biology and genetics for you?
Honestly, it's weird, but I would say the hardest part of molecular
Maybe
biology.
in this major you have a lab.
Yeah. I work in a lab, but honestly, that's not the hardest part. I think it's quite easy. Like it's what I was going to say actually is that the hardest part of
What do you do
molecular
in
biology.
the labs?
Oh yeah, I work. Like you have a project and you have a question that you're trying to answer. Like right now in my lab, we're trying to answer how certain organisms evolve to adapt to like temperature changes. Um, because of global warming. So the higher temperatures go, like we're trying to understand how they will adapt, and we're trying to see if different clones of that organism can survive in the face of climate change. So that's what we're doing. So basically, this is how every lab works. You have a question you want to answer, you devise the techniques to answer it, and you try those techniques and you modify them as the experiment goes on until you answer that question. And the answer can be a good one, it can be a bad one, but the point is that you give an answer to that question. So yeah, that's what I do. But and that's the good part, that's the fun part, because there you actually get to see biology in action. But the hardest part, as you asked earlier, for me is the theory. Like sometimes it gets very complicated when they explain it in class, and you, at least for me in particular, it kind of makes me feel a bit dumb. Like I really like this subject, but sometimes I don't feel like it likes me back because of the things that are being explained in class, and how hard or how it's not, I don't catch on as fast as maybe some other people and all that. And if there are readings for the course, I have to study those readings like maybe more times than other people. So yeah, I would say that's the hardest part for me, but it's very specific. For some other people, it might not be the same. Yeah.
In media and visual arts major, we already have a lot of readings.
Yeah.
So it's similar, but I really like the reading this kind of information about my major like that. And also we got a lesson together, but we didn't know each other because
yes. I didn't know you at that time.
because the classes time. It's time 8:30. Yes. The our courses.
Yes. It was quite early in the morning. So after it, I'm just like, let me go somewhere else.
After the classes, I came back to dormitory and some sleep. Yeah. Do you any have specific advice to high school students who they want to study this major?
Oh, okay. So my advice might be quite specific, but I would say really, if I would really advise that you actually like this major. You don't just choose it because maybe your parents want you to do it, or you feel like if you choose it you earn a lot of money, or just all those external reasons. I would say there should be an intrinsic reason, like a very internal motivation for it, because maybe not everybody works, of course not everybody works the same way, but for me, I just don't think this is something that you can do if you don't really care about it. And I've seen a couple of people that I started studying with who, under the weight of the course and the pressure and the fact that they don't feel as motivated to study it, I've seen them want to switch their major a couple of times, and they'd say things, oh, they're not really happy studying the course. And I just, it feels very sad, right? So I would really advise that you actually like it, that you see there's something in it that you want to do, like you're curious about or you're interested in. Don't just do it because somebody told you to, that kind of thing.
Also, you have a minor with
Yes,
archaeology.
archaeology.
How is this? How do you integrate this two majors?
Yes, I mean it's actually quite easy. At first, I chose archaeology because I thought archaeology is gonna be something different, like far removed from biology. And at that point, I biology, molecular biology, and genetics was really stressing me out, so I needed a break. And I chose this because I was like, oh, I'm curious like about it, and I have a friend rather who is so excited about archaeology. It's her major, and when I was like, maybe her excitement rubbed off on me, and I was just like, okay, let me just choose it. And I realized that they are actually very connected. So I guess that connectivity is what helps me um, balance the both of them, right? Because you have fields like archaeogenetics or archaeoproteomics, or just fields where you combine both archaeology and molecular biology or genetics rather. And I just it's not that hard. Like once you find the connection between the both of them, it just becomes easier to embrace and balance both of them. So yeah.
And do you any specific goals for future? Um, do you want to continue with the biology or
Yeah.
archaeology like that?
Honestly, I think at some point I would love to. In what capacity right now, I'm not quite sure. I wanted to be a researcher, and to an extent, I still want to, but I feel at this point I can't really say because the trajectory of my life is kind of I would say I'm at crossroads right now. I'm about to graduate, and really is really up to God at this point. Like I don't know how exactly it's gonna turn out, but I definitely want to keep working with biology in the future, in whatever capacity, and I also want to work with archaeology in the future in some capacity. But at this point, I can't definitely say if that makes sense. Yeah.
After the graduation, do you want to stay
In Turkey,
or?
it is an option. It is an option actually. But honestly, I don't know. I feel like my time generally here is coming to an end already. So I would most likely move to another country. But if I have to stay, it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah. So maybe not. Who knows?
Um, which country do you prefer?
For studying, honestly,
Germany?
no. I mean, it's there, but it's not top of my list. Honestly, right now, despite everything that's happening, I really do think the US, for what I want to do specifically, the US is the best option, right? Just for educational reasons, US is really the best. Another country I would have preferred to go to would be the UK, then Australia. These are like the three because of the things I want to do with my education, or the things that I was already thinking of doing rather with my education. These three places are the best, but I'm not opposed to any other place in Europe really. I'm not against the Netherlands or Germany or France or wherever really. But these three, objectively speaking, are the best.
I get you. Maybe you can ask a question
for me.
Maybe it's about the media and visual arts.
Yeah, like what do you intend to do like with media and visual arts after you graduate? Because one thing I noticed with Mava students here, one thing I've heard from some of them is that there is no specialization, right? You just learn a lot of like courses on film, some courses from painting, some courses from UX design. So it's very broad. It's not narrowed, right? So people end up graduating and wanting to do very different things, right? So what do you want to do?
As you said, it's a very big question for me because the major is contain lots of things. You already said cinema, design,
photography,
UX, and some marketing
courses too.
Yeah.
So you can really go anywhere.
Yeah, it's very broad. I didn't decide yet this because maybe I will learn the pathways
to go. Do you have any idea of what the pathways are?
Marketing.
That's
maybe,
one.
Maybe I can choose marketing courses, and I did marketing internship in Gratis.
Okay.
But I'm not sure about.
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay. You have like one more semester, I think, so you have time. Sometimes time flies very fast, so you have to make the decision as quickly as you can.
Time flies.